What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I got a pretty cool video for you. We're going to be going on to Cap Friendly here, and I'm going to be looking at some trade machine that they have. And these are people who are putting up trades that they either think can legitimately happen or they're just being absolute idiots. I mean, I made a trade on here that sent Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl to two different teams and first round picks for absolutely nothing. People roasted it, which was hilarious, but I mean, you find some dumb trades on here. We're going to be taking a look at a couple here today, and I'm putting my GM hat on, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be telling you guys if I accept this from both teams' perspective, one team's perspective or the other team's, or if it doesn't make any sense for either team. Now, these are just my personal opinions. You guys will have your own opinions, so it'll be really fun. You guys can take a look as well, and let me know down below if I make any dumb decisions. If I say yes to something or no to something that you think you would do, let me know. And let's hop right into it. The first one is called Leafs Trade. It looks like it's between the Leafs and the Oilers. And it sends Adam Larsson, Jesse Puljujarvi over to the Leafs for Justin Hall, Kerfoot. Don't know that prospect, to be honest. And a third. Huh. So essentially, cap almost stays the same. So I would say it's a cap dump from Toronto, but it really isn't because they get rid of 3.4 and almost 2 in Justin Hall, but they get 4 in Larsson and just about 1 Puljujarvi. I think this trade is something Edmonton probably doesn't do. I know they get a third round pick, which is nice, and Justin Hall is nice, but Kerfoot, I mean, they need help, yes, but I think they're hoping that Jesse Puljujarvi will be able to slot in where Kerfoot probably would have on that second line and just play just as well as Kerfoot. Obviously, we don't know until this happens, but I think that's what Edmonton's hoping will happen, is Puljujarvi will just come in and be a good second liner. Justin Hall is probably a downgrade right now from Adam Larsson, but I think he has more of an upswing and has potential to be better than Adam Larsson. So that would also be a gamble for Edmonton. I think Edmonton, being a team that wants to win and wants to produce now, they don't take that risk. I'm going to say no deal if I'm Edmonton. And honestly, I'm going to say no deal if I'm Toronto as well. Okay, I'm trying to read what this guy named this, and I can't. D for Boss Prospects Amp. Cap relief for Arizona, obviously. Young left wing for Ottawa. Huh. Oh, so Boston gets a defenseman. Prospects plus cap relief for Arizona and a young left wing for Ottawa. Look at me deciphering. Okay. Arizona gives up Adam Larsson to, what is that, Boston for Trent. Don't know him. Juraj Vakanainen and a first. Okay. Boston loses John Moore, Jake DeBrusk, Trent Frederick, Vakanainen, a first and a third. They get Ekman Larsson and a second from CBJ. CBJ get... Wait. Oh, that's... I'm an idiot. Ottawa has CBJ's second. So Ottawa essentially gives up a second, gets John Moore, which is not terrible, Jake DeBrusk, who's an RFA, and a third round pick. For getting rid of a second, that's a steal for one for Ottawa. So if I'm Ottawa, I'm accepting that just as is. Boston loses a lot to get Ekman Larsson in a second because they're losing Jake DeBrusk as well. So essentially, Boston's trading these three, DeBrusk, Moore, and a third for a second. Don't think that's fair, in my opinion, 1 for 1. And the trade to Arizona, Ekman Larsson for Vakanainen and a first and Frederick, honestly isn't terrible with 25% retained. So what is that looking at? About $6 million. They got it right there. I mean, that's not terrible. Arizona might take that. I think that's a bit of a gamble. I think they might want like a NHL ready defenseman along with this, which I don't think Boston would be able to give up. I think Boston says no, because yes, they get Ekman Larsson in the second, but they're giving up a first, third, DeBrusk, and Vakanainen. I don't see that from Boston's point of view. Three-way trades are hard. It's hard to make it fair for all three. Line to the Flyers. Easy, he says. Gossespierre and Allison, who's obviously a prospect for Patrick Laine. No chance. No chance. If I'm Philly, I'm accepting this every day without losing sleep. But Winnipeg does not do this. Line to Ottawa. Connor Brown, Chris Tierney, Thomas Chabot, and a first. Matthew Perreault, Laine, and Sami Niku. Okay, well, first of all, even if you take out the defensemen, so say you take out Sammy Niku, Thomas Chabot, I don't think Tierney, Brown, or First is something they should do for Line and Matthew Perreault. Perreault is just a cap dump for one. So why would Ottawa want to take a cap dump when they're trying to acquire a top prospect? Also, Connor Brown and Chris Tierney, those are Ottawa's players. Like, they would have nobody, essentially. Matthew Perreault doesn't even come close to Tierney or Brown, in my opinion. Patrick Laine is obviously better than both of them. But you also lose a first-round pick. Ottawa's a team that's rebuilding. That's stupid. And to give up your future captain in Thomas Chabot for Sammy Niku. Sammy Niku's good, but he's not Thomas Chabot. I don't see that trade for, honestly, either team. Caps need space. That's what this one's called. Again, Chris Tierney, Logan Brown, a prospect I don't know, and a first for Trevor Van Riemsdyk and Evgeny Kuznetsov. Bro, if you think the Caps are trading Evgeny Kuznetsov for a first and Logan Brown and Chris Tierney, no. Leafs trade Nylander. All right, Adam Larson, Jesse Puljujarvi a first, William Nylander, and Justin Hall. Ooh, okay. This isn't bad. This isn't bad. It's not good. Don't get me wrong. It's not good. Also, 50% salary saved on Adam Larson. Ooh, that kind of sweetens things a little bit, especially for Toronto if they're trying to shed some cap. I don't think Toronto gets enough back for William Nylander, though. He is making almost $7 million. And they do get good defenseman Adam Larson, and they get to risk getting Jesse Puljujarvi. And Edmonton doesn't need... Honestly, this isn't a bad trade for Edmonton. If I'm Edmonton, I say yes. It's just, if I'm Toronto, is this enough? Like, can you get more? Especially not just William Nylander. If it's just William Nylander, this is a fair trade for both. But it's Justin Hall as well, so... I think it's close. I think you throw in a second or third going out to Toronto, then Toronto says yes. Ooh, this one looks intense. Winnipeg stays competitive, Tampa dumps cap, and Detroit rebuilds. Okay, I see Anthony Mantha. Joe Veleno, Anthony Mantha, second and the third out in. Tyler Johnson, Matthew Perreault, Patrick Laine, Cale Foote. Oh my god. That's not bad. Detroit obviously has room to take in the cap, and you get some good pieces there, other than Matthew Perreault. I mean, Tyler Johnson would help. Patrick Laine is a future for them, especially... I mean, you lose Anthony Mantha, which hurts, and Joe Veleno... The more I think about this, the more I don't like it. Simply because Joe Veleno... I mean, I guess Cale Foote probably has a better, higher ceiling than Joe Veleno. But Anthony Mantha... I'm going to have to think about that. Let's see. Tampa Bay loses Steven Stamkos, Tyler Johnson, Cale Foote, and a first. They get Anthony Mantha, prospect, Hinola, a second, and a second. Winnipeg loses Matthew Perreault, Patrick Laine, Hinola, and a second. Gets Steven Stamkos, Joe Veleno, a first, and a third. Ooh, there's a lot to dissect in this. So first off, Winnipeg loses Laine, Hinola, and a second, and Matthew Perreault. They retain 25%, so he's only worth $3 million. They get Steven Stamkos, huge, if he stays healthy, of course. Joe Veleno, good future. A first from Detroit, so probably a late first, obviously. And a third from Detroit, early second, late third, essentially. Tampa Bay loses Stamkos, which hurts, but they get Anthony Mantha, decent replacement. Tyler Johnson, they want to get rid of anyways. Cale Foote with a little bit of a lower Hinola. And then a first, which they don't need their first. Tampa doesn't need it. But they get 2 seconds. I don't know if Tampa gets rid of Cale Foote. I think they would be fine, Steven Stamkos and Tyler Johnson, and the first, any day the first. But I don't think they really want to get rid of Foote. They still need some guys coming up. I think if I'm Detroit, I say yes. If I'm Detroit, I say yes. The only thing that hurts about that trade for Detroit is them getting rid of picks when they're a rebuilding team and not getting any picks back. That's the only thing that hurts, I think, in my opinion. Winnipeg... honestly seems like a pretty decent return for getting rid of Patrick Laine. I think if I'm Winnipeg, I say yes. If Steven Stamkos stay healthy, that's a gamble. I think Tampa Bay says yes. I think it's just on Detroit if they want to get rid of some picks and not get any picks back. But honestly, this isn't a bad three-way trade right here. Besser and Laine, Canucks. Jets win-win trade. Out. Jake Virtanen, Brock Besser, Olli Levy, Jet Wu. Jack Rocklevous, and Patrick Laine. Woo, okay. It hurts to see a team that's struggling on defense right now in Vancouver trade away two of their top prospects in Olli Juolevi and Jet Wu. But you do get Laine, who's a better sniper than Brock Besser, arguably. Roslovic isn't bad. I say he's better than Jake Virtanen. It hurts to see Brock Besser go, but I think if I'm Vancouver, I take this trade personally. I don't know if I would if I was the Winnipeg Jets. They might want a little bit more. Alright, you guys, that is it for me in today's video. If you guys enjoyed this and you guys would like to see me put my GM cap back on, smack the like button, show support on this video, and I'll do another one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.